Hey guys, so I did my first big declutter of this kitchen. It's been about 2 years ago. And since then, I've done little small declutters. You know, we find things that we should have decluttered, you know, the first time around. You're like, I don't use this. Why did I keep this? Get it out of here. I need the space for the things that I actually use. And I just want to say, my kitchen is not big. I don't have a big house. I don't have a basement to store extra things. I don't have a separate pantry for my food items. You know, the space that I have right here is the space that I have. I have to make it work. And you know, half of the kitchen is food items, ingredients, canned food and stuff like that. And so I've made it work by decluttering, getting rid of the excess stuff that I don't use. So I don't have things all piled up. Everything has a home. It just functions so much better. I can see what I have. I can get to what I have. Now there are a few little places that have been bugging me that I think could function so much better with the use of, you know, little organization things. And so after you declutter is when you need to bring in the little organization things if that is what you want to do, if you think you can improve the function with those items. Now, a lot of times we'll see a space and we think, oh, it's piled up, it's messy, it's unorganized. I just need to organize it. No, you need to declutter first, get rid of the excess stuff, and you'll find you'll have less things to organize. You'll have, you know, less organization, you know, things that you have to buy, less baskets and bins and shelves. And so declutter first and then organize. So the first area that I think can really improve is with my spices. So I have a lot of spices. James and I do the majority of our cooking at home. Over the past year or two, we have totally changed the way we eat. For health reasons, we started eating whole food, plant-based diet. And so we really try to, you know, to make things taste good, use a lot of spices. And for health reasons and, you know, their health benefits, we just have accumulated so many spices. And so the majority of them that I use on a daily basis, I would keep kind of lined up on my counter. You may have seen it in a past video when I share with you decluttering my kitchen. And again, I like to keep my counters cleared off. And so that was really bugging me having those spices on my counter, but they were really convenient. So I started looking, how can I, you know, make these easy to get to? And I totally clear out my cabinet space because I have, you know, about 20 spices on the counter and 20 more in a cabinet on another spice rack that I've had for years. That used to work when I didn't have as many spices, but now that I do, it's just too cluttered in there. I can't see what I have. I would have to move things out of the way. And so I just want all of my spices to be in one place where I can see them all and get to them really easily, and ideally free up that cabinet altogether. And so this is what I found. I love it. I'm so excited. You can see they're on my refrigerator. Now I thought that would drive me nuts because I don't like to see a lot of clutter. I was never the one to have stuff on the front of the fridge, papers and pictures and magnets. I've always kept mine clear and cleaned off. I just think it just looks so much better and just neater and don't drive me crazy. So I thought that having these spices here on the side of my fridge would bug me, but they actually don't. And they work so much better having these little spice racks on the side of my fridge. So I found this product on Amazon. If you can see here, it's just like a wire little spice basket. It has a really strong big magnet across the back, and it sticks so good. I mean, once they stick, they're really hard to come off. And I've been using these for over a month now because I wanted to try it out to see if it would drive me crazy having my spices like this. And I think the main reason that it doesn't, because they kind of look uniform, you know, all the same. I normally get this Simply Organic brand of spices, so they're kind of all in the same, you know, canister or bottle. So you can see a few of them are not. But this is only the half. So I do have about the same amount that still need to be on here. And so I did need to purchase a second set of these because it comes in a set of 4. So I just purchased another one. Again, I wanted to live with it a little while to see if I liked it, to see if, you know, it was good as the reviews had said. And the reason I went with these because they had good reviews. There's so many different brands on Amazon and different types of these in different styles and colors and sizes. And so again, I just looked at the different ones. These had really great reviews. I really liked them. And so far, after using them for over a month, I really liked them and thought it was worth it to go buy another set of these. Now, I do want to say that this set does come with 24 of these little spice jars. They are glass, they have the metal top, super cute. They come with labels, a whole bunch of pre-printed labels in 2 different shapes, a funnel, a marker, a really nice set. Now, the problem for me is that they are smaller than my other spice jars, if you can see. So the problem is once I transfer them over, I'm going to have a little bit of spices left in each jar. So I'm going to have to save all of these jars and store them somewhere. So it kind of totally defeats the purpose of me, you know, wanting to have all of my spices out of my cabinet all in this one space. And so I'm not going to use these. Again, if you do, they would all look the same and you could actually fit 6 on each shelf because they're smaller. When you're using your own, like this size, I can only fit 5 on each shelf. But again, I'm fine with it. I really just wanted the shelves. And so I actually like selling things on Facebook Marketplace. I already decided I'm just gonna post these on Marketplace as a new set of spice jars with labels, a funnel, and somebody is gonna like them. They want them to all look the same for their shelf or their spice drawer. So I'm totally fine with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these shelves up, get my spices on here and see how it looks. So guys, I love the way this turned out. I was able to fit everything in here. I did decide to declutter these 4. They were some just really old. I never used them. This one's all clumped together. Back from 2018. This one I just never used. You buy something for one recipe. Never made that again because I never used that again. So decluttering some and everything was able to fit. And I just kind of put them not really in order or alphabetical order. I mainly use these most of the time. And then I kind of just put these together by more or less color so that they would look nice. And I think that them being mostly in the same jar makes them look even better. And I know it's quite a few here, but I don't think it looks crazy busy at all. I'm loving it, and it doesn't stick out very far from the fridge, so it's not in the way. I can open this cabinet all the way, and when I open and close the fridge, it's not all loud. You know, they're not like banging together, making noise. They're not trying to fall off. So I am super excited about this. It's going to work great. So guys, check this out. Here is where my spices used to be. So I've totally cleaned out this space, and so I can kind of rework this whole cabinet so that it functions better for me. Give things some space, spread things out so I can see them, get to them much better. So it's always good to free up space in your cabinet. So I can get rid of this old spice rack, I can declutter that, and again, I just have this extra room to work with. Now that brings me to my second area, and that is my tea. So James and I really drink water for the most of the time, and then usually maybe one time a day we'll have some tea. And my husband loves matcha green tea. I like the different herbal teas as well, and so we have about 9, I guess, of these little canisters of tea. The problem is, you know, the ones in the back, you can't see what you have. If you want to get to those, you have to kind of move them around. You know, you can't really reach for the ones in the back. It just makes it really difficult. So I think there is a better way when it comes to how that space functions. And I think the best way to improve the function is with a Lazy Susan. So I just picked this up from Amazon. They came in a set of 2. I think these are the 9-inch size, and so it should fit in here perfectly. And so I just found some that got good reviews for a decent price, and of course they came in different colors, and then also they come in different sizes, and some in wood and metal. These are plastic, but they should fit in here perfectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all of the tea on here and see how it works. This is going to work great. Look how great this is, guys. So it fit 8. Here's 1 in the center. So I had 9, but I realized it's empty. So I can just throw this one away. So I can fit 8 at a time. Again, 1's in the center. So once you know what that is, then you can just turn to get what you want. I love it. So small spaces like this where you have to have a lot of different small items, so you're not having to pull stuff out, move stuff around, use one of these Lazy Susans. Now I already know what I want to do with the second one in this set. I put it in this upper cabinet here. Let me show you. So up here in this cabinet is where I keep some olive oil and vinegar, stuff like that, to make like dressings and stuff. And so I've noticed that it's really hard to get to the ones, again, in the back, especially these taller cabinets. This is the one above my microwave. You can see, and I'm 5'10", so I'm tall. And it's still, I have to get up on my tippy toes to really reach stuff in the back. So by adding this Lazy Susan, I could just spin this around and get to what I need. So it's much easier to get things down from way up there. And again, it just improves the function of that space. Now the next spot that needed help was the top shelf of my refrigerator, because James and I, we actually like to eat a lot of seeds and nuts as a healthy snack, or we sprinkle them on top of, you know, salads, put them in oatmeal. When I make my homemade granola or granola bars, I'll put some nuts in there. So we would open a package and we would put them on the top shelf of our refrigerator, because when you open them to keep them fresher longer, you should refrigerate them. And so there was just so many bags up there. It was just driving me nuts. It always looked messy, and it was just hard to get the ones that you needed. It just drove me nuts. And so I went to Home Goods, and they had some of these clear plastic bins, and this one's a really good size. They had different sizes. And so I'm sure you can find these on Amazon. This from Home Goods I think was like $7 and something, so I think a really great price. And you can see I have the big bags of nuts, and there's several in here. So pistachios, Brazil nuts, cashew nuts, walnuts, pecans, and almonds. So I could fit all of them in here, easily slide them out when I need them, just slide them back in, and it just keeps them contained and nice and neat. So it just looks so much better and definitely improves the function of that top shelf. So it was just a few small changes, but I think it's made such a big difference on how my kitchen functions. I just love it. And so get your kitchen, your spaces decluttered. It's going to make a huge difference on just how you feel in that space and how you can work and live in your home, in that space. So guys, if you need to watch more decluttering videos, you can check some out now. If you haven't decluttered your kitchen, I have a really good one about kitchen decluttering. You can check that out. Subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful, and I'll see you later. Bye.